everything that I need.
Yes, yes, yes. Hip hop is in the house. That was Bob Rock and Johnny Storm, a track called Got It, produced by Kaz One Beats, off a album from last year, 2023, called This Don't Come With Flowers. And before that, everybody hold on. Next week, I'm going to be speaking to this man, Stars Coleman, along with Arkin and Frenchie on that track, a track called Colonized from this year. Absolutely dope track by Stars Coleman. So tune in next week and I will be speaking to him. He is a member of an MC collective called Lord Mobb. I am speaking to another member of Lord Mobb right now on the phone is the man Mummz. How you doing, sir?
What's good, JJ? What up, baby?
I'm cool, man. I'm absolutely amazing. Like I said, thank you very much for doing this, man. I appreciate it. I've said anyone who's listened to my show before knows that Famous Hours was one of my favorite tunes of last year, man, which is why I got in touch with you, why I wanted to talk to you. So it's nice to have you on the show, man. So I see you in the studio. The first question that I usually ask people is how you're living, whether you're chilling or you're busy, but you're in the studio, so you're obviously busy at the minute, cooking up something marvelous for us. Yeah. Yeah. So how was your 2023? How did that go for you?
Music wise?
Yes, yeah.
It was I was in the mix. I had a lot of motion thanks to Flea Lord, man.
Yeah.
I had a lot of motion 23, so it was all a blessing, man. I was on a lot of projects. I did a lot of work, so shows, trips, we did a lot. So we was working 23, man.
Mhm.
It's working.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. So I want to get back to the beginning. I want to get back to the essence. Where does hip hop start for you as like a fan? Yeah. So what kind of year are we talking, and what kind of artists are we talking about?
You said artists?
Yeah. Like when did you first get into hip hop as a fan, and who were you listening to?
I think it started for me. I think it started at a very young age, man. I'm old school, so it started with the I was intrigued with the Furious Fours, the Big Daddy Kanes, the what's my man name? Special Ed. I don't know, it was something about his flow, man. I liked that man's flow, man. You know what I'm saying? Another guy, Grand Pooba, you know what I'm saying? Grand Pooba, nice and smooth. I think it started from that era, for real, to be honest with you. I took a liking to it. And not only that, my father was a DJ back in the days.
Oh.
So I was always around music all the time. All the time I was around music. He had, that I can remember, he had Salt and Pepper in the basement with him, LL Cool J, Mikey D, and I remember all this as a young kid, bro. So I think I got wrapped up into it at a young age, and I think I could get that to my pops. You heard?
Yeah.
And he kept me around.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, man. I know what you mean, man. I'm from the same kind of area. If you had to twist my arm for a goat, I'd say Big Daddy Kane. But and if I had to pick a favorite year of hip hop, I'd probably say '88. So yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from, man. Okay, so on to you. When did your creativity begin? When did you start writing? When did you what age are we talking about when you started rhyming? Or was it writing, or was it like ciphering, banging on lunch tables and stuff?
I think I started writing at the age of 17, bro. To be honest with you, I think I wrote my first rhyme at the age of 16, 17, and but at the age of 19 is when I really took it serious.
Yeah.
And I had a group called Hitmen, the H, and it was about 5 or 6 of us, and we was terribly nice. We still are, and we rose off that. You know what I'm saying? We had a group, and we rose off that. I think around 19, I started really getting tapping in with the music for real, writing. You know what I'm saying?
And so with the Hitmen thing, how did that come together?
I think that I can remember. I think I wrote a rhyme in front of my cousin one day, and he told me the shit was alright, and I got a good voice, and you need to like keep it up. And everybody around me was already rapping. All my guys was already rapping. I think I was just a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was already lyrically inclined, and I was around it already. So.
Cool. And when it comes to your name, where did your name come from? And did you have any other names before you settled on Mummz?
Let me tell you, that's funny because my mother gave me that name, bro.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My mother gave me that name, and I remember it was a Christmas. Yeah, my mother gave me that name, bro. I used to mumble a lot of shit and go in my room. It's really mumbles, you heard? But for short, it's Mummz. But my mom's always used to say I used to mumble shit and go in my room with an attitude and shit. And she started calling me that shit. And my friends heard it, and they jacked it as a kid, and she ran with it, bro.
How
for
kids
real.
be, yeah.
Shout out to Mama Love, man. Crazy self.
All right, man. And the Lord Mobb collective, family, crew, clan, whatever you want to frame it as. How did you first get involved with them, and how did you kind of like get into the crew, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it started with I have my big brother H Brando. He's like really like the founder, like the head of the Lord Mobb shit behind the scene, but he's the one who was working with Flea when Flea was doing his tours with Griselda. He was with Flea around that time, so he used to tell me a lot, like, yo, Mummz, keep busting your pen, keep creating, I'm gonna come pick you up, I'm gonna have Flea come pick you up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this was around the time when Flea started, like, his career started really, like, it was on the rise for real, and they just both kept on telling me, yo, Mummz, keep on busting your pen, I'm gonna come pick you up, I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna do the 12 for 12, he did 12 albums in a year,
I remember. Yeah.
Classic, bro. Classics. The niggas did 12 albums a year, in 1 year, right? Every month. And he said, yo, before my shit is done, he said, when I'm done with the 12 for 12, I'm gonna come pick you up, Mummz. But he wound up getting me in his 4th album, and he sent me a beat that was from Havoc. It was a Havoc beat. A Havoc beat. He sent me a Havoc beat, and that was the first time me and Flea actually created together. You know what I'm saying? He sent me the track. I sent it back to him. He put his verse on there mad fast, and it was just like it was done. You know what I'm saying? And we created something real nice off the Havoc beat. But as far as Lord Mobb, that's family. You know what I'm saying? That's all family. Shout out to the Lord Mobb family. And it's crazy because when we work, the chemistry is crazy. Like we all knew each other, grew up, bro. The way we worked and the chemistry, bro, and just how we took into each other, it was like more so like family off rip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I met Flea, right, when I was maybe 21 years old, and let me tell you how I met him. I met him in Prodigy Studio.
Okay.
I was in a group called Hard White, and Flea wasn't rapping at the time, so he used to come in the studio, and we was in there with Prodigy, God rest his soul, and he would come in there, holler at Prodigy in the back, whatever. They'd fuck around and talk, and then they'd come back out. That was their relationship. That's how I started seeing Flea. He wasn't rapping at first. You know what I'm saying? He was just in the street. We linked up a few times. I seen Flea around. He came to our shows. He was coming to our studio sessions, and I seen them around a lot. But I got locked up and I came home and that nigga was on the top, bro. It's like, bro, I closed my eyes open and that nigga was on the top of everything. He was on everything. He was hungry and he was going to fuck off. And as my man, that's my man back in the days, but he always had a liking to me too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he fucked with me. We fam, so it was only right for him to like bring me in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah. And Fleet keep me on everything, man. He looks out, good guy, man. He does a lot for me, and I appreciate that, man, for real.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that 12 for 12, man. I remember that 12 albums in a year. I was definitely on that, man. That was dope. So
that nigga
yeah.
retarded for that shit, bro.
Yeah. Let me tell you. So how? I mean, you said you were hanging around with in Prodigy's studio at the time. How did you get involved with the whole Mobb Deep thing?
I was with a group called Hard White, and they was already like dealing with Prodigy, Havoc. We was already in the studio. We was messing with the Mobb, even infamous Mobb back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always around them, doing songs with them, doing their beats in they studio sessions, doing tracks for them, with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was shout out to H. Brando. He was one of the guys, fucking with Prodigy back in the days. Yeah, but I was like I said, I was with Hard White, and they was already in tune with them. You know what I'm saying? And they brung me in almost like how Lord Mobb brung me in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was already settled. I was already settled with Hard White, and they was already inclined with Prodigy and all of them. So it just linked up like that.
Cool. And I got to say thank you. At your insistence, I got in touch with Stars Coleman, so I'm going to be speaking to him next week, man. Another Lord Mobb member. Yeah. So thank you for that, man. Yeah. I want to talk about Famous Hours, because like I said, that was one of my favourite tracks of last year. I've played that track so many times on the show. Shout out to Ford for the beat as well, man, because that beat is flames.
Shout out to Ford. I'm sorry.
Flames.
Shout out to Ford.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ford.
How did that come together, man? Did you have lyrics for that already, and then you heard the beat and it was like da da da, or did you hear the beat and it was like, I got something new for this? Did you have the lyrics already, or did the lyrics come afterwards?
We was in Cali and we was doing a podcast, and for the podcast we needed a beat, and we had 2 or 3 producers there, and we went through all 3 of the producers, but Ford hit me with this he hit me with the Famous Hour beat, you heard?
Mm-hmm.
Before it was Famous Hours. So me and Act Lord rapped over it on a freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
But on my way going to the studio to do this freestyle, I was kind of like finishing up. So I wrote that in Cali a day before the joint, because we already knew we was doing the freestyle. So I wrote that day a day or 2 before, right? And I liked the beat so much that after I did the freestyle, I hollered at Ford and I said, "Yo, Ford, I need this beat, bro." You know what I'm saying? And I took it home and I did a hook and I did a second verse, man, and I sent it to Ford and he liked it, man. And he said, "Yo, let's go." And then, we made magic after that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, man. Yeah, I love that song, man. I really love it. Do you ever feel any kind of pressure? Because obviously, you're a New York guy. There's obviously the birthplace of hip hop, and there's so many famous top tier elite MCs. You're talking about hanging around with Mobb Deep and the groups you've been in and stuff like that, and Lord Mobb and everything else. Do you ever feel any kind of pressure coming from NY doing that hard body stuff to perform, or is it just easy for you because you've been around it for so long?
I'm not gonna sit up in here and lie. When it comes to performing, I get a little. That's not my. I didn't. I could do better on the performing tip, but as far as being intimidated, did you use that word a little? Did you use that word, intimidated?
Not intimidated, just obviously if you feel any pressure to for your pen and that, being from New York with so many elite rappers in the area.
No. Okay. I've been around too many fire lyricists, bro. Mm-hmm. I've been around that shit since I was. Nah, I don't. Mm-hmm. I've been around that shit. Shout out to shout out to H. Brando. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Pacino as well. He's with Hard White too.
I'm a big Killer Army fan, man. I'm a big Killer Army fan. I said I'm a big Killer Army fan. So yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was already around that shit, and plus my guys, my H boys, my hitman guys, like they was already lyrically inclined, and those are my family, those are my brothers, so I was already around that shit already, and we used to sharpen each up. Nah, never. To be honest with you.
All right, cool. So again, like I said earlier, you're kind enough to be talking to me from the studio. The stuff that you're working on now, what's the plans? When can we expect to hear some more out of you? Because I couldn't really find much for you yourself, and obviously with Famous Hours, I was like, I wanted to hear more, but you know. So when can we expect to hear more Mummz features out there?
Well, I'm actually working on a single right now. Korean Barbecue, produced by my brother. This is my guy right here. Yo, No Face. Produced by No Face. He's a great producer. This is my engineer, my producer, and my brother. That's my man. He whipped up some shit for us. We got Korean Barbecue coming out next week. We're working on now. I got 2 projects. I don't know which one I want to drop yet, but I got 2 projects ready. One is ready. The second one is like 2 songs away from being ready. Right. But I don't know which one I want to drop yet. One is called Francis. One is called Bronze vs. Brass. And to be honest with you, I'ma just let Flea figure it out for me, man. He gonna show me the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him dig into my shit and figure it out. And he gonna lead me. He gonna lead me the right way.
Yeah. All right, man.
So I have also like the Lord Mobb compilations, right? Volume 1, Volume 2. I'm also on a few of Flea Lord projects, Act Lord project. It's a few joints I'm bouncing on out there, but as far as me, I'm going to drop one of the 2 as soon as I get next to Flea and we chop it up and see what's best for me. Because I am a developing artist right now. I went from a rapper to I'm a developing artist right now. So I'm still in the works, bro. I've been rapping for a very long time. You heard? Yeah. But now I'm developing to an artist. I'm getting paid for my shit now. So right.
Yeah. And outside of the music, are there any more either business interests or hobbies that you like to pursue, or is it just?
One more time.
Yeah.
Say that again. One more time.
I'm saying outside of the music, is there anything else you like to pursue either as a hobby or as a business idea?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I should say this on live like this, but I want to get my own vending machines, brother. Yeah, I want to start vendoring, man.
Yeah. Why not, man? Yeah.
I was thinking about that, to be honest with you. If you just want to,
Yeah, man. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. So yeah, I'm speaking to Mummz. Instagram MUMMZ_BIGH. Yeah, he's everywhere. Like I said, Lord Mobb, he's in the house. He's said it before, say it again. Famous Hours. I love that track. I'm about to play it right now. It's been absolutely excellent to talk to you, man. Thank you for your time. Big shout out to No Face in the back, man. He's been showing me love on social media as well.
Yo, he's a great producer, man.
Yeah. Shout out to No Face, man. Thank you very much, man. I know he's been showing me love on social media, man. He followed me, I followed him. So, yeah, man. Can't wait to hear some new stuff, man. Nice to have you in the house, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, loving you over here in the UK, man.
Yo, make sure everybody, make sure you guys stream my shit, man. Famous Hours is out now on all platforms.
Yeah, Famous Hours is out there waiting for more, man.
We got Korean Barbecue coming out next week. That shit is gonna be out of control. You know what I'm saying? And we got a project coming for the streets, bro. I promise you. I just need everything right, man. I just don't want to drop nothing. I just want to do it right. I want it to be correct. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, man. I understand. But yeah, Mummz, thank you for your time, sir. And I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you, man. JJ. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that's Mummz there, speaking from the studio in New York, in the house with no face. That was dope. Yes. Few more shout outs before I carry on. My main ones are in the house as usual. Mario is in the house. David is in the house. Clint is also in the house. Log in almost every week and check me out. And like I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, that was Mummz. As usual, I'm going to play a song, a reason why I love the people so much and I want to speak to them. This is Mummz with Famous Hours.
You see that tune, wicked dumb lungs and skulls.
BCR.
Okay, I'm in my bag again. Run up, that stick I'm throwing, not a javelin. They know me for spinning like carousels. 100 green camel under the lamp.